Finally, some good news for Payday 3. That's right, I am making a positive video about Payday 3 because I just loaded up Steam and right here is Payday 3 Free Heist Diamond District teaser trailer. Now, what is actually special about this is the fact that it is, well, they've called it a free heist. I don't really like the terminology of free content, considering it's a paid game. I mean, I guess technically it's a free update, but to be honest, with the way that Payday 3 is right now, the game might as well be a beta anyway. I would say this is just the content that should have been there from launch actually coming into the game, but nevertheless, it's still something positive, and I did want to make a video just addressing the current state of Payday 3 because I already did have a video about Payday 3 recorded where I spoke about the game, I spoke about the state it was in, and, you know, overall, like, the additions, and some of the troubles with silver, gold, and especially standard. I'm now going to go over my thoughts on the game and essentially re-record a video I've already done, but now my opinion has changed quite drastically since that one. So rather than me having a completely negative video, this one is going to be a lot more positive. In its current state, and I mean this in its current state, because this Diamond District trailer heist is not in the game right now. In its current state, I do not think Payday 3 is a game as a standard edition user and someone who has not bought the DLC. I don't really have any interest in playing the game. Something that didn't really sit right with me, I suppose, about Payday 3 being a standard edition user is the fact that the only actual heist content that had been added were Payday 2 remakes. This Diamond District teaser is for a new heist. This is not a pre-existing Payday 2 heist, to my knowledge. It doesn't say, remake or remaster anywhere. So, and I will admit I've not played every single Payday 2 heist. I'm 99% sure this is new. And if it's not new, it's new to me. And so it's more interesting. One of the points I did make on the original video I recorded was that as it currently stands, for the same price that you would spend getting the DLC content for Payday 3. So obviously, the gold edition, if you wanted to just have the full experience, you'll be much better off spending on getting Payday 2 on your same Steam account. Payday 3 isn't quite there yet, but what I have to say is the fact that we are getting a free heist, I still don't like that terminology, but, we're getting a free update heist. It is a very, very good thing. It's something that I have been wanting for months. Ever since they first dropped the remastered heists, and I had no interest in playing them, because it wasn't even like they remastered like their newer Payday 2 DLC ones, that less people will have likely played. They remastered like classics, and some games can get away with doing this. Call of Duty in particular is one that comes to mind. I mean, Modern Warfare 3, every single map in that game is a remastered map from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2009 edition, the original. They've gone away with it. People still buy the game and they enjoy those maps because, it's been a very long time since those maps have been kind of involved, and it was exciting to people. I will admit, I personally think it was a little bit of a lazy idea. Like, I do think remastering content is quite hard to do well. I would say a good example would be the Spyro trilogy and the Crash Bandicoot trilogy remasters or remakes, as those, they took something that was decades old, people have been enjoying for years, and just brought them up to newer systems. Those are obviously, I don't think anyone's really complaining about that. Whereas obviously Payday 3 released, and then they released the quote-unquote free content, and the only additions that we got as standard edition owners was heists that we'd already likely played hundreds of times in Payday 2, assuming that you are a Payday veteran, I suppose, which most people are. Most of the people that have played Payday 3 are also people who've played Payday 2, unless they got it through like Game Pass or whatever. Payday 3's had a very rough first year, and I really do stand behind my opinion that it does just feel like a beta. I'm hoping getting my hands on this Diamond District free heist, playing through it, and if all goes well and I think it's a good addition, and it, does enough to bring me back to the game and start playing again, it would be the beginning of me considering buying the DLC. Recently, Almir, the community, pretty much the community face of the game, he came out and had a pretty controversial statement where he was saying that Payday fans needed to be involved with the game now, or there wouldn't be Payday 3 in like a year or 2 years. Pretty much calling out the people who say, I'll come back in a year or 2 years or whatever, when there's more to the game. And, that obviously was received very poorly. It came down to being a very bad look, because what it is like, people aren't happy with how Payday 3 is now. You can't expect people to play something they don't enjoy just so that it might be there later on. That is a company issue, not a player issue. It's a fundamental issue with the game. And if they haven't realized this, then at least they are releasing this free heist, because I do think it is a step in the right direction. It is looking good for the future of Payday 3. Something I have not felt like in a very long time. As someone who's been a fan of the heisting genre in games, Payday 3 was one that never really appealed to me all that much, with the server issues, the always online, less mod support and things like that. Not too much base game content, especially as a standard edition user, even up to now. It's nice to be finally getting some content, and it leads me, and probably a lot of other people, to have a more positive outlook towards the potential future of Payday 3 after the first year of support. The thing with Payday 3 is, the Almir keeps saying how, Starbreeze wants to keep Payday 3 going for years, but they need the support. I understand, but also if the first year goes horribly, which, let's be honest, so far it pretty much has. We're almost, I say the first year, well, we're almost at the 2-year mark now. Well, I think we're 1 or 2 months away. The first year for Payday 3 it's not been the best. The fact that we're now finally getting some, again, I don't like saying it, free content is positive. And if there is anyone on the Payday team, Payday dev team, who is watching this, which there probably isn't, this video likely won't see that many eyes, I think this is the best thing you can do. I understand that there is silver and gold edition content that is likely being heavily focused on right now and is being developed and made, obviously for the silver and gold edition owners, because they bought into, well, not the silver, but the gold edition owners now, who bought into having all that DLC in the first year. Having some free content in there now is a very good sign. And then, next up, we'll probably end up getting the DLC stuff. It'll go quiet on the standard edition front for a while, but we will have new heist to play. And then afterwards, we should, I think, that's at the point when the gold edition is set. They've gotten all of their paid stuff. I think at that point, the Payday team, Starbreeze, really needs to start pushing on the standard edition content, the free content, because it's okay having this free heist now. I do think it'll bring a lot of people back to the game, but you've got to keep delivering on that. Have to release more new content to the people who are either Game Pass users or, have only the standard edition. You have to keep delivering to them to make them want to spend money on the DLCs. And I've heard a lot of good things about the DLCs as a standard edition user. There's been a lot of things I've heard said on videos, on just online in general, that, you know, the DLC content is good. The Boys in Blue, people have heard a lot of positive things about it. I just, in its current state as a standard edition user, I don't feel like I've had enough delivered to me to make me want to spend more money on the game, since I still don't really feel like I've had the value that I even spent on the base game. Please do consider leaving a like on the video. If you didn't enjoy, do leave a dislike. I hope the rest of your day goes well, and I'll see you in the next one.